LR, the liberal redneck here, coming to you from a country where Christian nationalists are stealing from the secular public schools to benefit their faith-based charter schools that force their religious beliefs on children, making them easier to control as adults. This is even scarier when put up against their mantra that the more educated you become, the further you fall from Jesus. Charter schools are religious indoctrination centers that have little to do with education, and they are being paid for with non-Christian nationalist taxpayer dollars in the form of vouchers. Charter schools are also cash cows for investors since they are not subject to the standards imposed on public schools. They get money from Christian nationalist parents and the state at the expense of public schools, which are already grossly underfunded. They believe the only thing children need to know about is their version of white Jesus. They especially do not want to cloud their message with such woke things as critical thinking, math, history, sex education, or, God forbid, science. They justify their plan by calling it school choice, making it sound like the parents are deciding what is best for their children. The only choice takes place when they decide who to let in their charter school. And remember, they follow the teachings of white Jesus, who is in reality an imaginary entity of their own creation that endorses another of their creations, the prosperity gospel, where greed is acceptable because white Jesus wants you to be rich. The Christian nationalist, not to be confused with traditional Christians, want to control every aspect of human existence. This is especially bad news for women. Since the Christian nationalist movement is a patriarchy, their men think it is their duty to mold women as they envision them. Even though it's not mentioned in their Bible, white Jesus has told them personally that abortion for any reason is very evil. That made them the driving force behind the anti-abortion movement. They make no allowances for a woman's health, incest-raped babies, or non-viable fetuses. What sounds like a movement to preserve life is nothing more than a tool to better control women. Christian nationalists feel that women need to be molded just like the children, and a man is just what white Jesus created to do that molding. Christian nationalism is very different than Christianity. It is an evil political movement that truly threatens the sanctity of our democracy. They have infiltrated virtually all levels of our government, including our Supreme Court and both houses of Congress. They hate the idea of the separation of church and state. They want the church to control the state. America should be a Christian nation, ruled by the philosophy of white Jesus, and mandated for every citizen. Naturally, all true citizens should also be white. This is outrageous and cannot be allowed to continue. It is a slap in the face to all Americans who think the Christian nationalist movement is an abomination. Thanks for listening, and remember, always vote blue.